Okay, guys, so hopefully you can hear me well. We have a new headset with a new microphone. I'm thinking of maybe getting a Yeti microphone, but we'll see. Hopefully by the end of the month. But for now, we're gonna use this because it's working pretty well. I'm gonna take the decibels down just a little bit because I think maybe it might be a little bit too strong. So I'm gonna take it down to maybe 22 decibels. Close this, and you're gonna hear me a bit lighter now, but hopefully it'll be fine. Okay, so last video we did this cool like Nike thing, alright, which I'm pretty proud of. I mean, we did quite a good job. I ended up giving it a shadow back here. This is it's called a drop shadow for images. That's what you got to do. So instead of doing a background shadow, you do just drop shadow, and you can style that like you would style um, a box shadow. The only thing is you can't manage the radius, so I think that's the only thing you can't manage. You can manage the blur though, so that's cool. So you can give it kind of like as much blur as you want. And yeah, this is what we did last time, the last three videos, which was quite cool. And today we're gonna build this. We're gonna build a settings a UI. And yeah, I'm going to walk you through it really quickly. So we've got two boxes here, one side box over here, and one larger one over here. This is just going to be a display flex of two boxes, this one and this one. Alright, this was going to have a less of a height. We're just going to align them to the center and justify content center too, so they're stuck together basically. After that, we have a header section that we could divide into two parts. We could take this whole thing as the header section, okay, and divide it as sort of the title area and the navigation area. And down here we're going to have the body. Okay, we're going to have five list items, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and each list item is going to have an icon, a text area. Okay, this is going to be a display flex of two text pieces, of two p tags, and then the tick icon over here. All right, and then we're going to have a button that's placed absolutely. Okay, and that's going to be it. So we can add this X button as well over here. We can place that absolutely as well. So yeah, let's dig into it. So let's start as we always do. Let's click. This is the Yeezy project, the night project we did. So let's start a new one. And to do that, let's just go to. We're gonna have to go to File, Open Folder. Okay, we're gonna start project 10. All right, we're doing pretty good. We're making pretty fast progress. Project 10. All right. Select folder. That's the way to do it. If you do it every day, you get good. You get good at this. So that's what we're doing, and that's what I'm trying to demonstrate you guys. Okay, so select folder over here. Wait till it loads, and we're going to do the typical thing we always do. Get the HTML going with that exclamation mark, and get that emmet to get the boilerplate for us. And we're just going to open a style sheet, and after that, so we're going to do index HTML like so. Okay, give that a second to open up. My computer's a bit slow. Proof that you can program with anything, right? And the styles.css. Okay, there's no excuses here. No excuses at all, man. You can do it with absolutely anything. I'm doing it with an oldish computer. I have my Mac, but that's kind of for work, and I don't want to sort of mix both things. So yeah, I just do it on my personal computer, and yeah, things are a bit slow, but you can do it, no problem. Okay, so exclamation mark, see if Emmet wants to work. Nice, bam, we've got the boilerplate. Let's just go in and link our style sheet here. Alright, and let's just say /styles.css, bam, we've got it linked. Now anything we do in the style sheets is going to take effect, supposing we do it well. Alright, let's just add our boilerplate here. Our margin 0, padding 0, 0, and box size equal to box. Okay, just to reset everything, so to make sure we start from 0. And HTML, we're going to say font size, we're going to say 10 pixel. Okay, that's going to be the default font size, so we can work with REMs, okay, which I might prefer. So now we need a challenge container, as we always do. Okay, so we're going to make a div called challenge container, and as always, this container is going to occupy the whole viewport. Okay, in our case, it's going to be the whole of the screen. Okay, that's going to be our challenge container. So to do that, what we can simply do in the styles.css is we can say challenge container, and we can tell it that I want you to have a height of 100 viewport height, okay, which is the maximum height basically of the viewport of what we can see, and a width of 100 viewport width, like so. Okay, and that would be it. And if we just give this like a background of black, maybe background color black, you'll see that if we open the live server, okay, which is an extension you can get from quickly. Okay, you can go to here, extensions, you can go live server, and you can let's see if the icon wants to appear. Computer, why are you so slow? Please load faster. Okay, you can get this one. Just look at this icon. Okay, install it, and then you can literally just go right click in the HTML, right, and open live server, and that opens as what's happening. Like a tab basically with your application running, okay, with the HTML being run on the browser. Cool. So you see we have a black background. So this, all of the black stuff is basically our container, our challenge container. Cool. So in the challenge container, we said we needed two divs. Okay, one here on the side and this other big one. Okay, so the first div we're going to call it sidebar menu. Sidebar menu, like so. Okay. Bam, and we're not going to do anything in here yet. And the next div, we're going to call it display, right? Display area, let's just say. Okay, cool. So now we have two divs, right? And we're going to give these divs a little bit of styling. And to do so, we have to remember sidebar menu, or we can just copy it. Actually, I'm just going to say sidebar kind of together, right? Sidebar is one word. I'm going to copy this. You can write it down, but it's fine. I'm just going to be quicker, be faster. I'm trying to be faster to not bore you, okay, to keep you in the loop. So yeah, so sidebar menu. Let's give it a height of. Let's give these a fixed height. So we're going to say we can adjust these as we go along. So it's fine. Let's say 20 rem. It's going to be too small, I think, and width. It's going to be way too small. So let's say 60 rem. And 60 rem. Okay, we're going to. Well, no, actually, width should be small because it's tiny. It's very thin, right? That sidebar menu is very thin, and we're going to give it 60 rem for height, right? And for the other one, which is the display area, okay, display area, we're going to give it a height of. It's got to be high. It's got to be taller than this. So we're going to say 80 rem. 80 rem for height. We can just literally just copy this. Bam. Copy, paste here. We're going to say 80 rem for the height, and we're going to say width has to be kind of square. Okay, it's kind of square if you look at it, right? It's I would say it's square. Not too good of proportions, but yeah, maybe it's a bit taller than a square, so we can maybe give it a bit more height. We can say 90 rem. Right. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to give both a background, a border. Of 1 pixel solid black, okay, to see where they are on the screen, alright, and we need to give this a border of white, okay, so we can see that background, okay, that we gave the container a border of black before. We don't need that. We wanted to actually have a background of white so we can see what's going on. Because, I mean, we could have just said border white here, but I should like to give the border, just make it black. I just prefer that. So, okay, so we have two boxes here, one big box here and one smaller box here. They're way too big. Okay, we overextended ourselves way too much. So let's just say 60 for the height and 50 for the width. Okay, here, and 55 for the width because it's quite square. And let's just say for the width over here we're going to say 10 rem, and for the height we're going to say a bit less. We're going to say 40 rem. Okay, let's see what this looks like. And so that we can see them displayed as we have it here, we're going to give it a display flex, okay, and it's going to be horizontal, so it's going to be a flex direction row, which is by default. We don't really have to say that, but we're going to go here to the container. Okay, so I'm going to actually split this so we can see both, and I can show you both things we're doing. I'm going to make this. Can I make this text a little bit bigger, maybe, so you can see it better? Is that possible? There we go. That's way too big. Okay, maybe like that. Maybe like that's fine. I'm going to take the extensions away so we have a bit more space. I think that's easy for you to see probably. So the challenge container is obviously the container of these two divs, right? This one we actually let's make it so that it's easy to see. Okay, so we have two divs in here, so the sidebar menu and display area. So basically we're going to go into challenge container, we're going to say display flex, and not felx, flex. Alright, justify content center and line item center. That's going to center everything quite nicely. Line content, content center, and that's going to center everything quite nicely, so that we can play around with it. So I actually want this to be centered here, so I'm not sure why that didn't happen. Justify content center, align content center didn't work. Align items maybe. Let's try that, and bam, that worked wonderfully. Okay, so we can draw a horizontal line basically between these two, and as you see, that's kind of what we got here. Okay, so we're going to make this height maybe a little less, and the width of this a little less too. Just being nitpicky here. So I'm going to say height is going to be 55. Okay, 55, and width is going to be 50, and this is going to be just a little bit slimmer. We're going to say 7. All right, and we're going to keep the height there. See what that looks like, and I'm happy with that for now. We can adjust it later, no problem. I'm actually going to adjust it now. Just going to give it a width of 10 there, and it's probably going to be 8. Yeah, it's going to be 8. So just going to give it there. You just got to get a kind of feel for it. I'm happy with this. I'm happy. Okay, it's not perfect, but I'm happy with it. All right, so now we're going to work on giving this header and this body, okay, a container. All right, so now that we have fixed heights and widths for our boxes, okay, these two boxes, now we're just going to add a header height in percentage and a body height in percentage. Okay, so now we're going to say in display area, we're going to give this we're going to make a header, all right, and we're going to make another div called body. Okay, and these are going to be easy to style. So we're going to go into display area there, and we're going to say header. Height of, let's say, 20%, okay, and a width of, you can just say auto here, so the width can be, let's just say 100%, okay, just to specify, so we don't run into any problems. And we're going to give it a border. Okay, I'm just going to make this border a bit thicker so you can see it. So we're going to say border like 5 pixels. Okay, it's going to be way too thick, but it's okay. We're going to copy this because we're going to do basically the same with the body over here. So instead of header, obviously we're going to say body. The height is going to be of 80%, which adds up to 100 if we add 80 and 20 up here. All right, and the width obviously of 100% as well. Okay, so nice. We're going to give that a strong border as well, so we can see what's happening. And now if we refresh, we should be able to see something, but we haven't saved the HTML, so just save that. We can see what we have. Right, these borders are obviously way too thick. I'm going to make them a bit thinner. All right, moving them 1 pixel, so we can. That was just for demonstrative purposes. All right, and now we can see that they are obviously thinner, and everything looks cooler. Everything looks nicer. So I'm wondering, I'm actually going to give this a border of 20% because I want it to be a little bit, 25%, sorry, a height of 25%. I'm going to give this a height of 75%, making sure that it ups up to 100 because I just feel that it's, I need a little bit more space. Okay, sure. So I hope these coughs aren't peaking or making the audio spike too much. Sorry about that. Got a bit of phlegm in my throat. Got to get it out so that you can hear me well. So now we're gonna, in the header area, we're gonna add this icon, this title, and this sort of title menu as well. Okay. So to do that, we're simply just gonna go to. We're gonna add two extra divs. Okay. So this div over here, and this div over here. All right. Okay, so if we want, so if you notice here, this sync, right, it has a little like border down here, right? So for this, we're gonna make a border here, right, and a border here. But each of these items, each of these pieces of text are actually going to be divs because we need to give the div a border bottom, right? If it was just a p tag, then we wouldn't be able to give this border bottom. Okay, so we're gonna I'm going to show you how to do that. So first of all, 2 divs inside the header. Okay, 2 long divs inside the header. That's what we need to add next. Okay, so we go into the header and we say first div is going to be the header title. We can say so. Let's call it header title, like so. Right, and the next div is going to be the header links. Okay, so or header nav. Let's say like for navigation. Okay. Cool. So the header title is going to have 2 elements in it. One is going to be a Font Awesome burger menu. So we're going to go into Font Awesome. Okay, make an account if you don't have one. This is super useful. Okay, for icons that you can get like really cool icons. To make an account, literally just sign up. Okay, I'm gonna sign in with coding reps. Hopefully, oh come on, I don't even know the coding reps. Okay, so I guess this is it. Or do I have to sign in with my personal one? I think I have an account for coding reps. Coding reps contact at gmail.com. Sign in, please. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to save that actually. I'm going to go into icons, and I'm going to go to burger menu. So burger like so. Alright, it's going to show me burgers, but it'll probably show me a burger menu icon as well. Didn't type that in properly. Burger. There you go. We get burgers. But okay, so I'm going to actually type menu. Normally say burger menu, it comes up, but alright, there we go. So I'm going to copy this one in. Literally just click this, copy. But before that, I need to go to my kit. So when you make your account, you can go to your kit. This is absolutely free, okay, so you don't have to pay anything. You go to here. So basically, okay, just quickly, okay, click on kits over here. Click on kits. This appears. Click on this, and literally just copy all of this. Copy kit code and paste it in the header, in the head. Okay, so I like to paste it. It doesn't matter where you paste it in the head, but just to keep things organized, I just paste it on top of the styles link. Okay, so save that. And over here, I'm going to go ahead and go back to icons, get that menu. Let's go to the menu. Bam. Alright. Get this bar, copy it, go to Visual Studio, paste it in here. Okay. And here I'm going to have a H1 tag that's going to say settings. Okay, settings in caps. Is it in caps or? Yeah, it's in caps. Big fat caps. So settings, like so. Bam. And now what we have is this. Okay. And I'm wondering how we're going to do this because I'm going to explain to you why. We have to position this to the left. Okay. And to do that, we're going to make this div actually, we're going to make the div that contains all of this, we're going to make it 80% width so that we keep that 80% margin. Right, so you see we've got a margin here and we've got a margin here, so we have to keep everything 80% and centered. Right, so I could actually, and we want to keep, you see this settings is actually centered, right? So we could actually position this absolutely, alright? So we can say the settings is going to be positioned in the center, alright? And so header title needs a width of, okay, let's go to header title, let's do bit by bit, okay, so we'll literally just give the height and width to this header, alright? We're going to say header title, we're going to give it 50%, okay. 50%, like so height 50%, alright, and width, we're going to say, we said 80%, okay, so width 80%. I never write width right, I really need to practice that, I really need to practice, like on and on until I get it right. So border, to make it easy to see, we're going to say solid purple, okay, nice colour, yeah. And we obviously need to center that. So to do that, we're going to center all of the items. Hey, why do we have body here? What did we do? Header, nav, body. Okay, so we called this body, which isn't very descriptive. We could say content or display body. Okay, because body also refers to display body. Body also refers to the actual body of the document. Okay, so this over here. Okay, so we want to avoid giving it that name. Display body, nice. Okay, yeah. And header title. So, hey, what happened there? I clicked on something. All right, let's go back here. Let's go to display body. Yep. And header. Yep. Okay, we don't need the body now. We just need the header. Header title. Okay, this is where we are at in the header. So in the header, let's say display flex column. Okay, display flex. We're going to say justify content center, align item center, align item center, and flex direction column. Okay, so it's stacked one on top of the other. Right, and now we can probably see the settings here. Nice. And inside the settings, I'm going to say, so inside this header title, I'm going to say display flex, and I'm going to say justify content center, align items center. Okay, and this I tag in display body, okay, this is going to have a position of relative, and this, so display body I tag is going to have a position of absolute. Okay, so it's going to be absolutely positioned relative to its parent, display body. Okay, so that's how this is going to work. And I'm going to give it a top of 0, so it's going to be right at the top, and a left of 0, so it's going to be top left. It's going to be positioned top left. Okay, and we're going to see how that works. Bam. Okay, we've got that, and we're also going to. I'm wondering why this didn't display center. This H1. We're going to wrap this H1 in a div. Okay, so and that should allow it to display center. Okay, and why didn't this work? Align item center, justify content center. I'm wondering why. Because we gave it to the. Because we didn't give it to the. Dang, we're gonna give it to the header title. So we're giving all that to the display body. All right. So we don't want to do it to the display body. We want to do it to the header title. Okay. So display body. We're not there quite yet. So to do this, actually, we need to bring this header title on top of display body, because otherwise we're losing organization and we're getting confused. Okay, so let's copy all of this. We did. Okay, let's copy all of this into here. This position relative is for the header title. Yep. And then the header title. So we can cut this and put it here. Okay, and we're going to say here header title item, header title and item. Okay, like so. And now we should have what we want. Good. So we have settings in the middle, right, and this burger menu over here. Right, so it's looking decent for now. All right. We want everything to have an equal spacing. Okay. So we're actually going to give this 50% height, and we're going to give this section here down here is 50% height as well. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. So header title needs a height of 50%. We did that, yes. And now header nav also needs a height of 50%. Okay, so header nav also needs a height of 50%, like so. Okay, and a width of 80%. Okay, yeah, a width of 50%, right? Of 80%, we said, sorry. So we keep that margin. Right? Nice. Okay, now we can center the middle. So if we give this a border of the same, we should see that separation. Okay. So now we go here and we can see that separation. Cool. All right. Good for now. Good for now. So we want this settings to occupy. So it's occupying 50% of this screen. All right. So from here to here, we're actually going to tell it to occupy 40. We're going to say 40 for the header and 60 for the nav. All right. I'm going to explain to you. This is just a nitpicky on my part, because I want to put this actually to the bottom. So I'm going to say justify content end. Alright, that should put everything. Okay, no. Hey, cancel this. We're going to say end here, or flex end. Okay. And that should bring it down here to the bottom. Nice. Okay. And this icon we're going to make bigger. So we're going to say that the icon needs to have a font size of 5 rem. That's going to be too big. Okay. So we can adjust. Way too big. 3 rem. That's it. Okay. And that seems more reasonable. Okay. Yep, and we're also going to bring it down. So we're going to say, instead of top, we're going to say bottom 0, right? Bottom 0, left 0, and that should be our placing for this bottom. Okay, nice. We've got this nicely placed now, and now we're just going to go with the nav, those nav items. Okay, so profile, password, notification, sync, and advanced. Okay, so we're going to go here and say. For accessibility reasons, if we're going to do this on a website, we're just going to we're going to make it a UL, okay, and we're going to make each of those an LI, which is a list element. Okay, so we have profile, password, notifications. So profile, password, notifications. So password, notifications. Sync and advanced. Okay, so copy this. Sync and advanced. Alright, so sync and add advanced, like so. Add advanced. Okay. And sync. Alright, nice. Cool. So let's see what we have. Okay, we need to make this obviously a bit prettier. So to do so, we're going to go to header nav. Yep, we're going to say header nav UL. Okay, and it's going to have a height of 100% and a width of 100%. Okay, so it takes up that whole container. Obviously, as always, width is spelled wrong. And the UL, the LI, okay, which can be this one, is going to have a height of 100% and width of auto. Okay, so that's for each LI. Okay, for each list element, and we need to display these flex. Okay, so in the UL, which is the container of the LIs, all right, let's say display flex, and we're going to do a column. And we're going to say justify content center. Align items center, and justify content is actually going to be space around. Alright, so space around, like so, and we need to take that ugly dot off the LIs. Okay, so if we refresh this, okay, nothing's happened there. Why has nothing happened? Let's see, header nav UL. Okay, because we didn't have the dot here, we didn't have the class selector, like so. Okay, that's why. We're going to collapse. We don't want to collapse that. Save it, and now we should have everything aligned. Cool. Yeah, and so now we want the LIs to be centered inside of the this div. So align content, let's say, maybe. Sometimes you've got to try the other one. No, okay, so we'll figure out how to do this out, but for now let's just do list style none, okay, to get that ugly dot, to get rid of that ugly dot. Nice. And yeah, so now we need to focus on getting these LIs centered. So let's say border, okay, to see what the border is and where they are. Solid black. Alright, let's see what we got. Nice. Okay, so let's try and align content center. Should have worked to center them, but they're not inside a div. That's the problem. But for accessibility reasons, it's better if we make it like this, right? So what we could do is, instead of saying height 100%, okay, we're just going to say height auto. We're not going to give it a height, okay, and we're not going to give it a width. Alright, and this should allow us to now center them. Okay, so if we do this and save it, right, now they shouldn't have that 100% height. So if the nav, if we just add a width of auto to the nav bar, okay, we can adjust it with the actual UL. So not the nav bar, the UL. Okay. So the height is of 100%. So we're not going to say that. We're just going to say we're not going to do anything with this. All right. So it's just going to be automatic, and you're going to see how we have the elements here, right? And we're not going to actually adjust the LIs inside the UL. Now the UL has the same height as the LI, so we're just going to do it from here, from the header navigation. We've displayed them flex, we've done the space around here with align center, and now we need to do the same up here to actually adjust the position of the container of these. Because if you notice, I'm going to show you how. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to show you how this UL actually wraps around these LI tags. Right? I'm going to show you with a border of green. Okay, so to make that a bit more evident. Okay, I'm going to show you how it wraps around. You see that? Cool. So we're going to place this down here at the bottom. Okay. So to do that, I'm going to go up here to the header nav. I'm going to say display flex. Okay. Justify content. It's going to be center. Okay. And align items flex end. Okay. So I'm just going to bring that down to the bottom. And we actually need to say we actually need to give this a width of 100%. Alright, so that crunch doesn't happen, and we can display flex 100% of the container. Remember, it's not 100%, but it's in like 100% of viewport. It's 100% in regards to the previous container's width. Okay, so bam, now it's the 100% of the width, and we've got those items nicely aligned there. Okay, so cool. We've got the placing done for the settings, for the links. Okay, we're not going to do the styling. This first video is just positioning. Now we need to position these elements here. So remember it's a div with a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to add here a list. All right, so inside this div we're going to add a UL like we did previously. And we're going to make them all a list. So it's 5 elements. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and each of these is going to have a certain, we could say, setup or organization, right? So first of all, there's an icon. Second of all, there's like a div for text, and third of all, we have like a check mark. Okay, so first of all, we have an icon. Okay, second of all, we have a div with 2 pieces of text. Okay, so a p tag and a p tag. And third of all, we have that check mark, which is going to be another icon. Okay, it could be an image as well, but we're going to just do it like this. Okay, so this is going to be the structure. So we're actually going to copy this structure down 5 times because we have 5 items. Okay, we're going to start filling it in one by one. So we're going to go to Font Awesome, see if we can get the Google Drive icon. See if we can get that. Yes, we can. All right, it's not going to be exactly the same as this design, obviously, because we don't have the colored Google Drive icon, but it's good enough with this. It's for the educational purposes and learning how to do this. It's good enough, more than good enough. Okay, and obviously the title is Google Drive, right? So Google Drive, and the text is configure to sync design and code files. So configure to sync design and code files, whatever, from Google Drive. Okay, from Google Drive. Cool. All right, next one is that check mark. Okay, so we can just go here and say tick. Okay, in Font Awesome. So tick, and it will give us like a perfect circle check. This one, nice. We could just copy this one into here. Okay, and we're going to do the same with all of them. Okay, so If you don't want to watch all this, you can fast forward, okay? But if you want to watch me how I do it, then cool. I'm just going to keep on commenting in the meantime, alright? So drop, it says Dropbox, so Dropbox, Dropbox. Alright, here we go. Yeah, let's copy that one in. Go back to document, paste it up here. Alright, we have a div here with a p tag, and the p tag, the first one's probably going to be Dropbox. Right, so Dropbox sync. Right, so Dropbox sync, like so. And the p tag is going to be configure to sync design and code files from Dropbox. So configure to sync design and code files from Dropbox. And code files from Dropbox. Okay, cool, nice. And the last one's just going to be this tick tag, this check. Okay. So, all right. Next one. Let's go to Adobe Creative Cloud. Right, just setting the p tag. So Adobe Creative Cloud, like so, with that small cap L. Let's see if we can find that here. I'm not sure if we can, but let's see. Adobe Creative Cloud. If we can find it, we can't. I've had my fears. Adobe. I don't know, Infinity, just to replace it, because it kind of looks like an Infinity, or just a cloud, right? We can just do cloud, like so. Okay, so cloud. Let's just do this one, right? That's going to be our Adobe Cloud. Alright. So here it is, nice, and we're going to add that check mark here, and the text for Adobe, alright. So we go into here, and we're going to go to Adobe Creative Cloud, configure to sync design and code files from Adobe Creative Cloud. Configure to sync design and code files, which is the same for all of them, right? So we can literally just copy that. So we can say configure to sync design and code files from, in this case, Adobe Creative Cloud. Okay, we can just copy this text actually and copy it down to the last one. We could have done it for all these others, but we weren't intelligent enough to do that. Well, I wasn't intelligent enough to do that, maybe you were. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And for this one, let's just copy this check down here as well, which is the same. Alright, and let's get that last one, or the second to last one, which is a box. I don't know what this is. Let's just do a box literally. Okay, so that's fine. We won't be able to find that same icon, but if we get a box, then that will be good enough. Alright, so literally just box, or we can do that one there. Does it look like that? Just this box. Yeah, let's just do, I don't know, this one for me is fine. Okay, looks kind of like a mouse, but it is what it is. Yeah, so box there, cool. And it's just going to be, the title's going to be literally box, right? Yeah, box. Right there. And we're going to copy for the last L tag, which is going to be, and we're going to fix this over here too. Instead of Adobe, it's just going to say box, wrong box, like so. Alright, and the last one is going to be, let's see, iCloud. Okay, iCloud. Do we have anything for iCloud? No, I don't want to do that. iCloud, where are you? Search bar, iCloud. Do we have this? No, but we have this thing here, which is different from the other one, so we don't have the same cloud. Is that free though? Is it pro? Is it free? iCloud. It is free. Nice. That's cool. That's cool. No, for it to be free. Nice. All right. Let's paste this into here, and this is going to be iCloud. All right. So we've got to go here and say iCloud, like so, and just go over here to the left and say iCloud also. All right. So bam, iCloud. Boom. All right. And we have that check there. Cool. So as you can see, we're going to have a jumble of content here, but do not stress. Okay, that's okay. We're just going to say that so how are we going to make this distribute itself automatically? So we have 5 allies, right? We have 5 allies. We have this display body and this UL. So this UL is going to be displayed center. Okay, so display flex align items center and justify content center. Okay. Right, and then we need to display the items inside this UL. Okay, so we're going to say display body UL, display body UL, and we've got to display everything flex and column. Alright, so we're going to say justify content center, align items center, and flex direction column. Okay, so alright, we're going to see everything be jumbled up. That's okay though. Okay, and we're going to give each of these LIs. So display body UL, let's say display body LI, UL LI, okay, just to keep things consistent, UL LI, okay, give it brackets, boom, alright, and we're just going to give them border, just to see where they are located, okay, so border, 1 pixel, solid, black, alright, cool, and we're going to give this a border too of display, sorry, border, this is the UL, okay, the container, so display, no, sorry, 1 pixel, solid, let's say, brown, you haven't said brown yet, okay, cool. So, what do we have here? We have this container, and these items, right, so each item, we need to take that ugly dot off, so we say list style none, okay, like so, cool, and we're going to say that the width has to be 100% of this container, okay, so width 100%, alright, like so, alright, and you see that each LI spans to cover all of the height, okay, which is cool. So what we're going to do is just expand the height of the UL, okay, and let's say height 100%, height 100%, okay, and width, we said width is going to be 80%, right, that's what I'm saying, to give that margin. Okay, cool, right, nice. Okay, so we've got this nicely placed. Now we're going to style everything inside these LIs, right? So we need this, we need to display all of this horizontally. Okay, so the UL is going to not have, so yeah, so inside here we need to copy basically the display flex. Okay, everything we've done is display flex inside each LI. Okay, each LI is a container of the icon, the text, and the icon. Right. So we're going to say, instead of column, we're going to say flex, like so, alright, and we're going to say justify content space, no, justify content start, okay, like so, okay, and everything's going to be here to start, but we need to place this one over here to the right, okay. How do we do that? We have to specify, alright, I'm going to go here, we have to specify that for the LI, the third child, so the nth child 3, we actually want it to be, margin left auto. I think it's going to fix it. Margin left auto, and it's not. So let's say align. Justify, because justify self won't work. Justify self won't work. So each LI has a width of 100. Okay. LI nth child should have, I'm sure this is right, margin left. Also, save that. Yep, it does not work. Okay, so how can we fix this? So we want to get this icon over here to the right. Okay, I'm going to try justify self, but that shouldn't work. Okay, justify self end. That works then. Awesome, but yeah, it shouldn't work. Okay, this is a tricky point. Tricky point indeed. Let's just make sure that we're selecting the right element. So let's say border 1 pixel solid black, like so. Okay. Aha, we're not selecting the right thing. So why aren't we selecting the right thing? Because is it the third child? We should specify what what icon. So the icon, right? It's an icon and it's the nth child. Okay, so it's an icon and it's the third child of this li. Right. So now, if we say margin left auto, it should work. Margin left auto because there's still space. There we go. Okay, we placed it right there to the end. Okay, that's what we wanted. Nice. So that's everything to do with positioning. But we still need to get this one, this div here. We've been running on for quite long though. We've been running on for 46 minutes, so I think that's enough for today. If any of you have survived to the end of this video, I can just tell you that, man, good stuff, good job. If you continue like this, you're definitely gonna get far. Okay, because that's how it's done. You just gotta endure more than the rest to get that job, and it's not that hard. Honestly, you just have to keep on going. That's why I always recommend long distance running. Not even that long distance, so maybe running 40 minutes a day or 30 minutes a day at a reasonable pace, just not stopping, will definitely train your mind, right? So if you're one of those people that have watched this video to the end, good on you, man. And all I can say is stay strong and keep coding. See you in the next one. Ciao.